Hello everyone, welcome to Georgia Peachnut Garden. This is Miss Gail here, doing a little indoor seed sowing with one of my methods, which is the paper towel method. So just indulge me for a second, and I'd like to say welcome in my new subscribers and welcome back my returning subscribers. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your support. Let me take you down to where I am. Uh-oh. And the phone wants to fall. I got you rigged up a little bit. Maybe that's what's wrong with it. And I just want it to go down to the table because that's where the conversation is going to be and not in my face. So let's see if we can get you to do right here. Okay. It don't want to. Let me just make it flat. How about that? Okay. That's easier. There you go. All right, and now that we have the phone working right, the naughty telephone. In this bag right here, says Gail's College, but that's not what it is. I don't know if you remember about a couple of months ago when I harvested some of my beans. I think they're my contender beans, and I think they were red beans and something else I had. And it was the end of my first harvesting of beans. I think I've had about 3. And I let some just dry. So we're going to go on ahead and I'm going to show you. A lot of you know, a lot of you don't know. How you save your seeds when you're talking about beans. You let them dry when they turn brown while they're still on the plant. And you let them kind of dry out. And then when you take them off, let them dry until they start. You just shake it and hear the rattling. You hear that? So that lets you know it's ready. But once you hear the rattling, you still let it sit for about a month and a half or 2 months so it can totally dry. So these have been sitting about that long, and this is what we have. So I'm going to just sit them right there. So that way you can see it though. Okay. There may be different beans in here because I think I had 2 or 3 different kinds of beans. I was just putting beans in the same container, the same grow bag. So we're going to take these beans and they're ready. They're ready to be used. You can go on ahead and cook with them, or you can just use them for sowing back into the soil to grow another plant. We're just going to pick some beans. Yeah, how about that? We're not going to do all of them right here. We're going to do enough to make a difference. And they are so far looking like they're all the same beans, which I'm sure I thought that I had different ones. And you watch them carefully to make sure that they're looking okay, not looking wrinkled up and crazy. Okay, so good so far. This is what you get at the grocery store when you get the bag of beans. It's the same thing. A lot of people don't trust, like when they're processing, growing a plant and then letting it go to seed and processing it. For some reason, they just be like, they don't think it's the same thing as what you get at the grocery store, but it is. You just have to trust yourself. We are so brainwashed into thinking that if it's not from the store, it's not right. We're doing the same thing the farmers do and the growers do and whomever. This is what they do. This is how you get your food. This is one of the ways. This is where it comes from. And once we are feeling better about our own selves, our own accomplishments, knowing that we can do the same thing, I think we'll be better off. So this is enough to, for a house of 4, if you wanted to go out and plant right now, be enough for a house of 4 or more. Because just remember, each one of these beans is going to produce a plant that's going to have hundreds of beans on it. Just from one bean. Now, are they all viable? I don't know. We're going to find out, though. You know we're going to find out, right? So we're going to do a couple more. And like I said, these sat for about 2 months. From the time that they dried on the plant, they sat for about 2 months. So let's see here. I think this was a good one right here. And this one. And it should give that crackling sound. I did not put them in the oven. No, they just sat and dried, air dried. That's how you do it. Okay, let's see here. So we're gonna now open the other ones after this one right here. I think you get the message. So what we're gonna do is just test, maybe I can use the same bag that it was in. We're gonna just test them using the paper towel method. These are now called Gail's beans because I grew them. And it's 11, 12, I think it's the 12th. Or is it the 13th? I don't know. 20, 25. And I'll find out the correct date later on. So I'm going to move these over here because I need my paper towel underneath. And we're going to tear half of a paper towel. And then I'm going to fold it. And the reason why I'm folding it and using half of a paper towel is because I have a quart size Ziploc bag. Now you can just go on ahead and cut this with some scissors, or if you're feeling pretty good about yourself, got a good crease going, just go on ahead and crease it real good and tear it in half. So we're not looking for perfection here. So we're gonna make sure all the husk and hulls are out of here. We're gonna put this in because all we're doing is testing the viability. And you put your paper towel in like that. And now I'm going to, you got to have a spray bottle. I'm gonna spray it down, not real wet. You just want it a little bit beyond damp. If you get any excess in there, you can always squeeze it out. So I'm making sure the water goes through and through because we want the whole paper towel wet. Then you're going to just go on ahead and take, I'm going to do maybe 5, just sprinkling them inside on top of the paper towel. It doesn't matter. I just like to try to put them in corners and in the middle and at the top. And I take this like this, flatten it out, and then I ziplock it. This is going to go just like this on top of a plate in my pantry. And I pray that I can remember to look at it in about 3 to 4 days to see if they started to germinate. I'll bring you back. So this is how you know that the seeds are viable, that you have harvested by using, one way is use the paper towel method. So I have not grown my mustard and turnips. These are Florida's broadleaf mustard. These are purple top turnips. The reason why I'm going to use the paper towel method with these is because it's cool. It's cold outside at night. Your seed germinates better in warmth. Now I can put it in here on the heat mat and let it rip that way. But I like doing the paper towel method because, I don't have to worry about using my soil. And if the seeds are not viable, then I'll know. And won't have to worry about using up other materials. So I'm going to keep these in here. I'm going to right across here, Gail's beans. And I will use them for next year. Once we see that the other ones will come up. So I'm cleaning up my little mess here. Put this on this wax aluminum foil right here. Clean that off because I am going to use this again. So let me get the little husk and all that stuff off of here. Get it as clean as I possibly can. And I think I got it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use this, and I'm using a gallon size bag for this particular seed paper towel method. So I just take it and put it up in front of it, and I get an idea of how much I need to fold. So I'm going to fold that much. Don't make no big deal out of it. Nobody's grading you. And put it inside. You just want it to fit inside the paper towel. Now the reason why I'm doing a gallon size here is because I want to do a lot of seeds. This is mustard and turnips. You don't have to do this. You don't. You can go and direct sow it. But I know if I do it this way and put it in the pantry, it will germinate faster because it's being germinated in the house as opposed to outdoors where it would be slower germinating. So I would get it up to the point where it is sprouted. It has sprouted. Then I would take it outside and just put it in a container. And it's on this way. So we got the paper towel here. I already situated. We're going to write on here Florida mustard. And I believe it's 11/12. I keep saying that. I don't know what the day is. But we're going to just go on ahead and put that on there. We are going to take our water bottle and spray this down. You have to spray it good now because it's a big piece of paper towel. Okay, I think we got it good. Don't forget to press down so that it can get wet evenly. Especially since I'm doing a lot. I am on my dining room table, so I do want to kind of keep it looking a little okay. So we're going to just broadcast these seeds in here. It's a big bag of Florida broadleaf. See if y'all got a chance to see that. Yeah, okay. That's enough. And when I plant them in the grow bag out in the big garden, once they come up, I will go behind them and then I will direct sow seeds into that same container. Open this up and just sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. I just kind of spread them out a little bit. You don't have to do that. Just don't want them clumped together. Now my problem is remembering that I have put them in the pantry or in the cupboard, wherever you put them, and going back to get them once they sprout, because you don't want these to sprout too much. So this is what that looks like. And you're going to lay it flat, just like the other one. I'm going to do the same thing for the turnips. These are purple top. They may be the 13th because it's early in the morning, so I'm putting the 13th on this one. I go back and change the other ones. So the same drill. Take a whole paper towel, because we're doing, once again, the 1 gallon, 1 gallon. So we're going to see what we need to make it fit in the bag. Take it over. And like I said, you're not being judged, so please do not make this hard. It is not hard. And I do a little bit at the top, just so it'll fit fine inside the bag. And all your creases will go to the back. You're not going to set your seeds on top of the creases. Open it up. Slide it in. And we're in there. We're going to spray. And now we're going to get the turnips. And like I said, everybody, this is something that I do, especially in the wintertime or when it's cold. And what you can do also, if you want to plant seeds, if you want to sow seeds directly into the soil, you can also just take hot water, warm water, and pour it into the soil, like if a grow bag or something that you're using. Stir it up into the soil that's already out there. The soil may be cold, but you want to warm that soil up. And that gives your seeds a fighting chance. Don't scald them, but warm the soil up by using some hot water. Or you can use warm water. And, you know, that's only if it's conducive to your grow zone. If you are having cold weather at night, that will help them to germinate faster. If you decide that you don't want to do something like this, if you decide that you don't want to sow your seeds on the inside. But the weather is beginning to dictate that we need to kind of migrate towards the inside and do some indoor seed sowing. So you have to do what suits you. So I'm just spreading these turnip seeds. so they won't be all clumped together. And some down there and up here. And the reason why you don't want these to really germinate too long in here and grow roots, because they'll grow roots into the paper towel, and that'll make it harder for them to come off. So once I see the sprout, I'm going to go on ahead and sow them outside. Let them finish sprouting outdoors. Just want to give them a head start. And when they do sprout, I will come to you and let you see it. And so, we have now done our turnips. This is what it looks like. And you will lay this flat across a couple of plates or whatever in a dark area. And that, my dear friends, is the end of that. And that took, 21 minutes. Oh my goodness, too much talking. Thank you guys so much for coming and along with me as I take the seeds that I have sown and put them in a Ziploc bag. And I said the seeds that I sow is late at night, early in the morning, I'm tired. But I take my seeds and go on ahead and do the paper towel method to germinate my seeds, and also showing you 2 months later me processing my beans that I harvested. So I'm gonna go to bed now. You guys take care. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to comment and let me know if you have tried any of these methods. It's the paper towel method. Let me know how you like it. Some people say it doesn't work for them, but I love it. So until the next time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you, those of you who've been watching my videos and liking and subscribing and running my playlist. I can tell the difference. It's made a difference. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the garden. Bye-bye.